welcome back to the Foundation. This is Swaytoven. I had a pretty powerful thought. I believe was powerful, and it has something to do with like if I started at a younger age. I started making music in 2022, right? I took a break in 2023, made it in 2024, it's 2025 now. So I've just been doing it for a couple years. But it made me think that if I started at like a younger age, would I have been better, right? Uh, than what I've actually started now, and I've improved from when I first started, but I almost feel as if like the improvement was really just like a refinement, reinforcing like of just what already was intuitively there, initially there, innately there. You know what I'm saying? Let's say that everyone has their own sound, which everyone does, and it's just like when you start to develop it, it's what path do you take? You know, and I really think, and it's not anything crazy, but it's like a creativity thing. Almost just because it's just like did my creativity what get better over time? It could have gotten worse actually. We could have gotten worse easily through trying to follow what other people do and how they do things, thus losing my way. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that it's just you got to keep the creative factor while also like formulate it in the way that people teach you. The reason why is this because I remember I making a beat, um, like one of my first kind of beats that I really liked. I thought that the arrangement was cool because I used to arrange things in a different idea in mind, and I call it like I think I uploaded it, like Sahara, I think what I called it, and the whole idea spawned from the instrument and like the notes playing in the melody, right? It sounded almost desert like, and the things the creative spin on that beat, right, wasn't like the melody, wasn't the drums, this little shaker, right? It sounded nice and desert like I guess, but the creative spin with that was like there was a point where it's just like you kind of hear like a water sound, and it wasn't the best water sound because I was just starting out, but it's just like I caught that part of the arrangement oasis. You know what I mean? Because they're walking through the desert. Now they have this. They're going through the oasis, and that made me think of maybe a sandstorm, right? Maybe you could introduce noise. Back then, I didn't even think of that idea. Thinking of it right now, but it's just like that's the creative aspect of it, right? I don't think it's quite. And sounds are important too, but it's just like what could have really been creative, more creative than that, the idea alone, right? Arranging it, yeah, arranging it so you actually know it could have been a journey, but I don't think like the chords don't make it crazy, the melody doesn't make it crazy, right? The melody helps, right? How the notes do, you know what I'm saying? Everything, I guess it's all the elements, but it's just like I don't even think about arranging things like that any longer. In fact, I have trouble arranging things just because I'm trying to do it in a way that where I'm trying to make songs now. So it kind of makes me think that maybe, whereas I was making music and good at making music, and I should have developed my musical ability, it's like maybe I'm not good at making songs, right? Because it's like you have to dumb down like the ideas that are coming to you, right? You have to dumb it down for someone to put lyrics over. You feel me? That's my right because it's just like the stuff that I was making quite wasn't quite necessary. Like didn't need like vocals on it, pretty much. And I was making different sounding stuff. Like just give me the sound. And, like I remember making like some really hyperactive song. It's like way early on my YouTube, right? Um, so it's just like good luck finding that. But it's just like it just makes me think that like I thought differently in terms of arranging and mixing until I started watching how-to videos. Pretty much, like I really think back and I think like wow, like I most likely probably would never make a lead like a song at that type of way. I've gotten better at it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like maybe I could make even something better. Maybe I'm doubting myself a little bit, but it's just like even to have that creative spark. So it's just like maybe where you get better, did you really get better? So like maybe if you're starting out or you're still like doing the stuff, it's just like try to keep in mind of like how you initially started, you know, because like everyone wants to make a trap beat nowadays. Everyone wants to make an R&B, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make beats in which I could like. I only started making beats in which I could like make songs over. You feel me? And like the music I was making, while like I said didn't fit vocals, but I thought it was cool. So now I still make high energy like music like to think. I need to perfect the low end. Instead of like mixing things in terms of an arrangement, I kind of mix things where all the sounds just kind of like just make sense. But it's just like I don't know. So I don't really think there is like an age as to which it matters. I don't think I really don't think like you can get better. You know what I'm saying? You can get better, right? But you can only get as good as like just knowing like just like technical stuff. You feel me? That's just my opinion, right? Because you're already as good as like your creative ideas are. You know what I'm saying? Like there's this one like random thing that I watched about the producer using like bird noises to make hi hats or something like that. I think the song is popular. I really don't know anything about it. But it's just like that's pretty creative. You feel me? It's because the rapper wanted bird noises in his beat. So it's just like, how do you do that? And instead of just having just birds floating in the sky, right? Or just so it's just like, it's just really keep that in mind. Like tap into the creativity, right? I wouldn't try to lose sight of that. You're gonna run across a sound that should inspire you to hopefully maybe think of like a whole environment, and I think that's where the music is. It's just like it's an escape, right? I mean, just like just the early stuff I made, it just makes me think of this is like I've had titles to the stuff, right? It's like this makes sense for a title because it's what it felt like. I'm not saying it was even good. I'm not saying it was perfectly mixed. I'm not saying it was, basically looped, but it just had a vibe to it. So it's just there's no age to it. It's just like people lose themselves in trying. People just lose themselves, in my opinion. So I don't know who this message was before, but stop trying to make songs. Just stick to making music.